Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Beautiful Sunday out there, well into the 70s today. Meteorologist Dave Downey here. Hope you got out and enjoyed today. Similar conditions tomorrow, highs in the 60s, a little bit cooler than today. Today could well end up being the warmest day of the year. We'll see about that here in a few hours, filming this just after 4 o'clock. Tuesday brings the next system, of course, a well-advertised system. We're going to dive into those details. A very conditional severe threat. What that means is the conditions have to be just right. And if they're just right, it's really a boom or bust scenario. Let's unpack it all. First, we'll start with tomorrow. Highs in the 60s, mid-60s. Some clouds overnight tonight. Those will dissipate by the afternoon hours. Very light winds tomorrow. Tomorrow is definitely going to be the least windiest day of the week as the winds pick up Tuesday, Wednesday, and especially on Thursday. Plenty of sun in the afternoon and evening, though, as highs top out in the mid-60s. Now, of course, there's Tuesday. So the Storm Prediction Center has outlined much of central and southwestern Iowa under a level 3 out of 5 risk. This is for Tuesday, mainly afternoon into the overnight hours. This is a lot, really, what this kind of looked like was back on March 5th. Southwest Iowa was in that 3 out of 5 risk. I'm not sure if that's the same threat this time around, but this is kind of what that severe weather outlook looked like just over a month ago. Let's roll through Futurecast. Tonight, temperatures around the 40-degree mark, upper 30s to around 40. Tomorrow, a few passing clouds, but overall, again, a gorgeous day. Just a little bit cooler than today overall. A very nice day, though. Then we'll stop it on Tuesday right around noon. This is not going to be the severe weather activity. The models are differing with how much rain we're going to see in the midday time frame on Tuesday. You see the winds picking up big time out of the southeast between about 15 and 25 miles per hour. This rain moves off to the northeast. I'm going to stop it here. So this is the model's Futurecast temperatures for Tuesday evening. You see a 90-degree temperature out in Council Bluffs. I think that's way overdone. I think southwestern Iowa could get well into the 80s, the low to mid-80s. I think 82 is doable in Creston. Mid-70s are possible in Des Moines. I'm only going 72 in Des Moines, so a little bit less than what this model is thinking. But you see, the map's clear, the severe threat is over. It's actually the opposite here. You see the southerly winds picking up into the evening. We're going to stop it here at 10:30. There's not a whole lot of coverage here, but this is the time frame we need to be concerned about between about 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Any one of these rogue cells that it would tend to form here, you see temperatures still into the 70s, would have a threat to produce all sorts of severe hazards, whether that be damaging winds, isolated hail, or potentially a couple tornadoes. You see not a whole lot of coverage here as everything moves off to the east. You see Wednesday morning dry, but I'm going to show you why the model doesn't really have much on the radar there. So here's the warm front on Tuesday morning. This is the European model, a different model than what I just showed you. That was our in-house model. You see these, you see that kind of contour outline in that dark blue to light blue. What that is, it's a parameter called convective inhibition. Basically, what's going to keep storms from forming. The darker the color, the more inability there is in the atmosphere for thunderstorms to really fire. So here's Tuesday afternoon. Again, we saw that earlier round of rain moving off to the northeast. As the warm front surges to the north, you see those darker colors start moving off further to the north, which means there's a greater ability for the atmosphere to form those thunderstorms potentially into the evening hours on Tuesday. You see the European model has us also well into the 70s. I'm going to stop it here at 12 a.m. You see how this kind of lines up with the Storm Prediction Center's highest likelihood of severe weather across central and southwestern Iowa for the lightest blues there across central and southwestern Iowa. As the cold front marches through here Wednesday morning, that could bring another round of severe weather. The last model didn't show that. I'm just kind of showing you all of this to show that there's a lot of different ingredients that are going to be at play, mainly Tuesday evening into Tuesday night. But by the time the cold front marches through here on Wednesday, you see temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day. So the high temperature on Wednesday will basically occur at midnight in the upper 60s with highs in the afternoon only around the 50-degree mark. So I know I gave you a lot there. I'm not quite done yet. This is going to show you really what happens if that lid is taken off the atmosphere, if the cold front can kind of overdo what that inhibition is. The inhibition equals that lid on the atmosphere. This goes to show you that the ingredients are definitely there. I showed you this yesterday. There's plenty of wind shear, plenty of wind energy in the atmosphere. Temperatures into the 70s, even the 80s in southwestern Iowa. So enough juice in the atmosphere as well. But I think what this comes down to, it's a very boom or bust scenario. There could very well be a tornado outbreak across the I-35 corridor between Kansas City and Des Moines. That's one scenario that's definitely possible. But another scenario we see here is really not a whole lot of anything. We could see a couple showers during the day, maybe a thunderstorm or two overnight, but overall that lid stays on the atmosphere and we don't see much of anything. So that's kind of our thinking right now. And then on Wednesday, the threat shifts to the east. You see kind of the bullseye is across Arkansas and the lower Mississippi River Valley. East of I-35 has the best threat on Wednesday, although I think far eastern Iowa has the best chance for severe weather on Wednesday. Then after all this is done, we're back to feeling like early March. We're kind of in the bullseye of the more likely than not cold temperatures. Highs around 50, lows around 30 later on this week. 41 tonight, the winds will die down. Tomorrow, another beautiful day, a few degrees above average, highs in the mid-60s. Here's your Holt Plumbing Heating 10-day forecast. The Iowa Cubs opening day, of course, is on Tuesday. We'll see about that one. Breezy conditions continue on Wednesday. We've talked about Tuesday and Wednesday enough by now. The next story comes on Thursday. Very windy with gusts approaching 50 or maybe even 60 miles per hour, especially in northern Iowa. And the next rain chance might arrive next weekend.